this is a video just to give you a good look around the Ed's camp accessories pattern. So this is to create a small play tent that's been scaled so that your Ed's dolls, your mini Ed's dolls, can fit perfectly inside and have a sleep. It's also great for groups of mini animals. So a trio of mini animals, whoever wants to go camping together, is a great size and scale to go inside as well. Or ultimately, if you did want to send Martin Bear and Ed's animals off on a camp as well, they will also fit inside. And just to show you how it works, so what you're actually crocheting is two big rectangles that become the base. So they'll be crocheted and then you crochet around the edge. Then you'll be doing a big rectangle that has an opening in the middle, which is the square hole. And then what you actually do is you rejoin and you crochet a rectangle that overlaps slightly on the sides and overlaps slightly on the bottom that can become a closing window for when it's nighttime and they need to block out that light. With things like this, you're just doing slip stitch chains to create the ties. So you'll have those on the top and bottom. And that's because you also have this big flap down the front, so you can actually untie those and close it off so that they can go to sleep as well. On the edge, you've got opening doors so that they can, again, go in the side if you want them to, because you could always fix that in place if you would prefer. You could actually sew that in place so they go into the tent from the outside. The bunting is here that I've also attached on to lay down one side, but you could also, if you decided to get fancy, you could put it on a pole as well if you wanted to. So the real idea of this one was to create a play tent that could genuinely be played with. So all you need, in addition to your TOFT yarn, is you will need some sticks or dowling. Now, they are the length of a pencil as well. So if you've got lots of spare, we seem to always have endless colouring pencils that you get from lots of different places with all kinds of magazines in our house. You could always cut some pencils down to sit inside there, because you will use 4 solid rods like that and then one long one that becomes your central pole that goes across there. Now, when it comes to the extra accessories, all techniques you'll have done before. So this is just one big granny square, but using half trebles, so it's a little bit smaller and neater, which can become the blanket. These are little pillows that you crochet 3D and then you blanket stitch around the outside. So I'm just going to show you the blanket stitch in a second. And then for me, one of the bits that makes me laugh and giggle the most is get your glue gun out, or your PVA glue, you could probably do it with, to create a little campfire. So with this one, you just need to cut up a twig from the garden or from a walk into a short length. I've used a cardboard circle on the bottom that I've glued them onto, and then you just crochet up some little flames separately that you can sew the ends in and then glue those on in position. So that creates a little campfire as well that your animals or your dolls can then sit round and keep warm round the campfire. So one last technique just to show you so you've got it in one place will be the blanket stitch. I'll just blanket stitch around the edge of a pillow. So to do a little bit of blanket stitch, all you need to do is you bring your yarn. I've used 2 stitches across and 2 rows so they stay nice and square. You bring your needle through your work like that up to the edge. You wrap it around and then you pull it up like that. And this isn't something specific to crochet at all. It's a really common embroidery stitch that you can use on anything. So in the latest collection of patterns, we've actually used it quite a lot on knitted and crocheted items. So on the edges of shawls, it's just a really nice, neat way to make a feature of the edge of something.